Alrighty. Hey guys, welcome to BrickVault. This is Mike. Today I'm doing kind of a throwback review, throwback episode, whatever you call it. Maybe vote for the name below. Maybe you're gonna go from Brick from the past, coming back to the past, or Blast from the past, or something from the past. A throwback set, definitely. Today we're doing sets, or one set because one of them is built from the Spyrius theme. It's a theme from the 90s, and let's take a closer look at what it was all about. Spyrius appeared in 1994. It was a very short theme of about 6 sets plus some small polybags, but a total of 6 major sets was published, and it was meant to be somewhat of an offset from classic space sets and even Blacktron and Mtron. It was going in pair with Space Police as well, and as I was a kid I really didn't know if those were the good guys or the bad guys from Spyrius. They mostly look like villains, but I think they're just meant to be intergalactic spies, maybe working for both sides of the spectrum. My favorite set from that wave was the Robo Guardian. I had this one, and also I got the Lunar Launch Site that we're building today and the Sorcerer Centurion that Jack's roommate built over the weekend. We're gonna again do a review on that one later on. So out of the 6 sets that were for this theme, that's all it was, and still it became quite iconic. I'm gonna be building today the 6959 Lunar Launch Site. I had to check the set number because it doesn't say on the instructions booklet. A set from my childhood, a very nostalgic feeling opening. This came from eBay, so, or like Bricklink, I don't remember. But we have a box full of stuff. That's the old mold that they used to make for those bases. It's a base plate size, but it's, you know, it's vertical, it's 3D. Some of the bases were using these actually. That's one example. Another one I remember was from the Ice Planet theme. One of the bases also had this in like blue and white. So that's pretty cool. We have this part. A manual came with it, no box though, and a bag of parts. It was a big set. Let me see how many pieces it was. It was only 287 pieces, believe it or not. When I was a kid, this set felt the biggest ever. And it's like below 300 parts. It's like a medium-sized set nowadays. I mean, come on, right? It's crazy. But still, it's pretty cool. And I'm just gonna mention this set at the end. It was called the Sorcerer Centurion 6939. Jack's roommate, your roommate built it? Yes. On the weekend, so Jack's gonna do a review on this one separately. I'm just gonna mention it because also this was a set of my childhood. I thought it was big back in the days. Now it's really small. I had a lot of fun with it. Remember my parents giving it to me on one of the Christmas events, and I was super happy. This theme was like crazy for me. So okay, let's build the bigger one today. Funny thing, like these only differ by 50 parts, believe it or not. The base and the saucer are only different by about 50 parts. I'm gonna build this one today. Okay, let's start. Whee! Making mess. I really hope those are all the parts, because you never know when buying a used set from a third-party source, right? Alright, it's done. To take a closer look, let's take this thing to the Lightroom. Alrighty. So cool. Alrighty, let's take a look at the set. Again, it's not much of a review, to be honest. More of a nostalgic look at this set for me. Again, I think I had this set when I was a kid. I had a few Spyrius sets. I think this one was one of them that I was lucky enough to get. So how does it compare? How does it change? How does it feel right now in 2018 as we have a lot of new parts and sets are bigger? It was called a big set back then. The biggest set of this wave was the big robot that was about like 400 parts. But this one was somewhat of a, because of the footprint of that base, it was considered big. Yet it's small right now for me. I mean, as a kid, I remember this one being, oh my god, so massive. But actually it's a very medium-sized set by today's standards. What do we get? We get the base, of course. We get 2 vehicles. Those were super simple ones. We get 3 minifigures, and we got a small saucer. The parts that are not in use anymore, I think, is that windshield that was, discontinued quite a while ago. Those connections are not non-existent anymore. I don't see them in sets very often. If they appear, I'll be very surprised. Those like 3-pin connections. The canopy again, those are not very often visible right now in the sets. This piece was not used for a while now as well. Really nice. The base is of course not used anymore. This massive windshield that we also had in the M-Tron magnetizer, those guys are not used anymore. So kind of a look in the past, if I may, about this set, and it surprisingly holds up. The function that it holds is the lunar base launch. So normally you can close the whole thingy, right? Like that, there's a closing function. And it works so cool after all these years. You just pull this back and it opens the whole rocket base. You can pull it forward and it actually automatically closes just because of the shape of this rock formation. So the rocket has a Technic bar going through it. This part is something that you don't see anymore. This mold for the tip with this somewhat of a vertical stabilizer here. This part is not used anymore. So the base itself is quite simple. You have a gate in the back, that's all it is. There's a window. I don't think they make these color anymore, the transparent dark blue. I don't think it's a thing anymore. It has a rotating thingy. Let me just show you the rotating thingy on the top, the antenna, the radar dish, if I may. And then there is a quite barren for today's standards interior. Nothing much is there. There's a gate. You can operate the gate from this panel here. The gate actually opens up. Actually, if you look at the city sets nowadays, they do seem to have barren interiors as well. So the trapdoor, actually, there's an indicator here. It moves up and down. You can get the minifigure in a containment right there, boom. So you can get in inside the opening of the base. And I actually like the fact that they shown all the features of the set by using the printed arrows. That's not something you see in the sets nowadays. They just like hide the functions for you to discover. Back in the days, everything was pretty obvious. So this arrow moves forward, this moves forward and back. This one moves to close the mountain holding the rocket. And that's how it used to be. And even there's an arrow in the back showing, boom, the opening of the gate. Oh, and I didn't mention this like storage compartment that was holding the cipher. I think those were called the cipher computers or some sorts that were part of the Spyrius line of printed tiles and bricks. The saucer was designed to land here. It has its landing pad. You can actually move the saucers while on the landing pad, so that's pretty cool. They had a small space for the buggy. You can actually fit him here. It was fitting just fine. And let's just take a quick look at the manual. They had a completely different style compared to today's standards manuals. I keep saying today's standards because that's kind of a comparison video of how I feel about the set with having all the 2018, for example, sets nowadays with much more detailed manuals. The thing I noticed in the manual and the thing I appreciate having today is that they didn't show the bricks for each step. So you see just the graphics show which brick to add. So nowadays they have like a small indicator which bricks are used in the given step. What it showed me is that as I was building the base, I constantly skipped steps or missed some bricks because I was used to having the indicator of what bricks I'm supposed to use now. And sometimes I had to go back to just see what I skipped, and that was a bit annoying, but also reminded me how things got easier, and that I think we were thinking more when building Lego back in the days. It was more of a mind exercise building a Lego set because you had to like score every page for every brick to basically not make mistakes. Nowadays, everything is like given. The bricks are usually highlighted, or like the ones that were used in the previous step are faded out, so you see which ones are going right in this step. So I think it makes people think less when building Lego. I kind of miss that attention to detail you had to have to actually build the sets fully and completely, and that's something that is missing nowadays. Surprisingly enough, those instructions were made on computers 20 years ago, and now look how good they were back in the days. Still, like graphic-wise, display-wise, it was okay. It was alright. It was sharp. It was nicely. They used vector-based software to make those, and now they haven't changed much from that because it's just same premise of making Lego instructions. Guys, what do you think? I think this base holds up pretty well by today's standards. I really like it, and it was a great trip for me into the nostalgia, into the back. Yeah, I was like 8 when I got this set, I think. I was like 8 or 10, I don't remember. I'm too old right now to remember. Alright guys, and that's gonna be it for this throwback to an older set. Spyrius was chosen by me because I really remember this theme as a kid. I think I got these sets in the moment when I was really into LEGO, and those sets kind of stuck in my mind for quite a few years. I think together with the Ice Planet line, I think those were my favorites because I was given them when I was mostly into LEGO. What do you guys think about this? And let us know also if you want to see more episodes of older sets in the future. Just a commentary of sorts, not specifically a review, more like a comparison and a throwback to what LEGO used to be. If you like this simple, relaxing, hopefully format, let us know. I would definitely want to maybe get more old sets and talk about them, just bring back some memories, you know. I think it's a cool topic to talk about, and especially younger fans nowadays don't really know what LEGO used to be and what sets we played with as adults, as their fathers and mothers, and so on and so on. Alright guys, that's gonna be it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also you can click the bell button to get to know whenever we make and upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching. It was Mike, and I'll see you next time on BrickVault. Hey, thanks for watching this video. As always, you can leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you want to support our channel, you can head over to our web store at www.brickvault.toys. You can find awesome models there. All these guys that I have on the table are available in the forms of instructions and parts lists. Every purchase you make supports our channel and also the designers that are working with us on those amazing models. So consider doing that. Thanks so much, and it was Mike. I'll see you again on BrickVault.